Imagine being able to do something that is enjoyable, therapeutic and football shirt related. Look no further than football shirt restoration. Watch this video for our top tips on how to turn an enjoyable hobby into a moneymaker. Hello there, welcome back to We Fix Kits. In today's video, I'm going to be diving into football shirt restoration, not just as a passion, but as a profitable hobby. We're talking about finding damaged and stained football shirts, fixing them up back to their former glory and flipping them for cash. It's fun, eco-friendly and surprisingly lucrative. So grab a cuppa, stick around, and I'm going to be sharing some tips, tricks and transformations that will have you scouring for bargains in no time. It was Warren Buffett that once said, price is what you pay and value is what you get. And what he meant by that is to make money when you sell things, you have to buy things at the right price. And football shirts are no different. So let's see how to pick some winners. You don't need me to tell you about finding bargains on eBay, Depop, Vinted, charity shops, car boot sales. They're all fantastic places to search for treasure, but it's still key to pick wisely. The first tip is to avoid fakes. Now, being able to establish whether a shirt is a fake can be quite a straightforward thing. You know, things like an old school Umbro shirt, looking for the dots in the label, or on a newer Adidas shirt, being able to establish the product code is appropriate for the shirt. They're all key things that can be done to be able to sniff out a fake. Now, it's probably too big a topic to cover in a portion of a video. It needs a dedicated video to it. But there are some really useful resources online. There's websites. There's an app that's just come out called Kit Legit, and it's fantastic. You can upload a photo of a shirt and it will tell you whether or not it's real or not. So look for resources like that. But the key message here is avoid fakes, because the value just isn't there. Unless you're going to use the shirt to wear, then, you know, fakes, they have a place. But in terms of finding something with value, I would avoid them. The second tip is to keep an eye on timing. Timing is key. The best time to buy an England shirt is just after our inevitable elimination from a major tournament on penalties by Germany. It happens and the price of England shirts plummets straight afterwards. On the flip side to that, a good time to sell shirts is when England are riding high, when the papers are all saying how England are going to win this tournament. We all know that, unfortunately, we won't. But the point is, the value of the shirts, the demand for the shirts goes through the roof, and therefore the price does. Other shirts that have potential for selling at a slight premium are those of clubs that are either doing well in the league, maybe they're in line for automatic promotion or the playoffs, maybe they've got to a cup final. Newcastle and Liverpool cup final coming up. I dare say the price of those shirts is slightly elevated versus a few months back when it was unknown whether they were going to get to the final. And sticking with the theme of timing, my friend Amy gave me this little tip. But basically, don't sell shirts just before payday. Wait till just after payday before you sell them, because people haven't got the money. Now, these first two tips probably seem like common sense, but these next three that I've got might surprise you. This next tip is all about size. Now, despite what Mrs. We Fix Kit says, size does matter. If you look at the value of a small shirt, especially if it's from, say, the 80s or early 90s, smalls then aren't the same as smalls now. People are a lot bigger now. So aim to buy, I'd say at the smallest would be mediums, but really you want larges, extra larges, even double XLs from the 90s are probably more along the lines of an XL today. So there's the size tip. And forget about kids' shirts. As painful as it is to turn down the opportunity of buying a bundle of beautiful 90s kids shirts, the value and demand just isn't there. I have some lovely kids shirts and I use them to dress our boys in them because they look good, but in terms of value, it's just not there. The next tip is to look for shirts with horror name sets on them. I've lost count of the amount of absolute bargains I've got by buying a shirt that's got Smithy 69 on the back or Iron Apple 01 as a name set. No one wants them as they are because, you know, they're unique to whoever it was that wanted it at the time. But with a little bit of time and effort and watching some of our videos, you can restore these back to their original beauty. Now, up here is a playlist that I've created on how to go from start to finish for the removal of a vinyl name set. So check that out. And now up here is the same but for flock name set, so that felt kind of material. So check them out, bag yourself a bargain and do some work. And now to the area where the biggest bargains are found, damaged shirts. Over the years, I've pretty much seen it all in terms of damage to football shirts. Holes, small or large, they're very common on football shirts and it really affects their value. But all you need is some donor material, a bit of patience, and this video up here, and you can restore a shirt back to its beauty. And once that's there, the value goes back up again. Paint and pen marks are also very common and some of the best 90s shirts out there. I'm pretty sure that the West Ham Home 94 shirt was the standard attire for painters and decorators at one point. You can find some proper bargain shirts that are going cheap because they're covered in paint. And as with most stains, paint comes off if it's treated correctly. As an example, we bought this beautiful Leeds away shirt for £12. I mean, it's got some stains on it, but I reckon once those stains are off, it will sell, if I sell it at the right time, mind, it will sell for 5 or 6 times what I paid for it. Equally, permanent marker can really affect the value of shirts. Now, I've got a massive bugbear with signatures on shirts. Unless they come with a certificate of authority, it's worthless, it's valueless. It could have been created by anyone. And the value of the shirts kind of shows that. Some people sell shirts thinking they're going to get a premium because they've got signatures on, but in my experience, you'll bag a bargain with a shirt that's got a signature on it. And with that bargain comes the opportunity to take the signatures off and sell the shirt for a profit. We bought this lovely Rangers shirt for next to nothing because of the signatures on it. And we reckon that we'll probably sell that for a fair bit more once it goes on the market. So if you're bought in and you're ready to take the plunge and buy some pen covered shirts, but you're wondering how best to address them all, this playlist up here we created. It contains a number of tutorials on how to remove things, like I say, paint and pen. And we're always trying out new products to see how good they are, because not all pens and inks and paints are created equally. Sometimes you need different products for different things. So like I say, check this playlist out and get yourself on the way. And now we're down to our last opportunity that we think it offers good value for money when buying football shirts, and that is stains. Stains like mildew and mould smell and are incredibly unsightly, and they really affect the value of a shirt. We bought this beautiful Brazil 2002 home shirt for like £11, covered in mould, mildew, stains. It was disgusting when we received it, but with a little bit of know-how, a bit of time and patience, we restored it back to what it really should look like, which is beautiful. And I reckon that will sell for, like I say, probably £50-60, especially if we combine that with next year's World Cup, 2026 World Cup, probably going to take the value of it up even more. So there you have it. These are just a few of the ways that you can make some extra cash from buying right, fixing up and flipping shirts. And we didn't even get onto the buzz that you get from doing it, the sense of achievement that you get from doing it, the fact you're learning a new skill by getting stains out and mending shirts, and also the environmental impact, the benefit to the environment of recycling shirts and selling them on. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. If you have, please remember to click like and subscribe. It really helps us with the algorithm, and also it means that you won't miss any of our future content. And we've got some fantastic videos coming up. If you've got some tips and tricks you want to share, please leave them in the comments below, because we'd love to learn them. And if you've enjoyed this video, then you're going to love this one and this one, because they are fantastic too. See you next week.